always had it all. Until life got in the way.
I'm probably just a little dehydrated.
Little spinal tumor in your chest cavity. That's why you fainted.
What does that mean?
Hey, but can he still play?
Playing in the national championships.
Well, no more once we see how his body reacts to the treatment.
No one has to know.
Well, that's a clip from a drama from the production company most of West Michigan is actually familiar with. It's called Things Fall Apart and stars 50 Cent in a physically transforming role. A movie that filmed in the Grand Rapids area and is just getting its first screenings at film festivals. Yeah, that's right. Movie guy Aaron Lafferty is here to tell us a little bit more about the movie. It looks just so engaging.
Yes, and he, 50 Cent, lost more than 50 pounds for this role because he ends up being an athlete who comes down with cancer. So you can just imagine the transformative role in this. The trailer just hit the internet last week. If we can take a look at that, it's 50 Cent. You've got Mario Van Peebles, who directed it. He's also starring in it. He plays the coach. You've got Ray Liotta plays the doctor who has to break the bad news. And basically it's about a movie whose his life is falling apart, and the adversity. You've got the sports adversity that a lot of people go through. Now this is more of a life adversity that he has to go through this whole challenge.
That is amazing, and certainly a story that a lot of people can relate to as far as injury and what that happens to a sports career and the promise of a bigger career. And really interesting. 50 Cent, a face that's really embraced this area for movies.
This was the third movie that this crew has done here, and the fourth one was set up. That was earlier this year. And actually 50 Cent was on the Today Show last August. He talked about the process of losing 50 pounds and what that took. If we have a clip from that interview.
I was on liquids. So I started with like the cayenne and lemon and cayenne.
That diet,
Yeah, and then that got a little bit, after the first week, it was too tough for me to stick with that.
Yeah. And you weren't working out, obviously, because you wanted to lose any body muscle.
Yeah, but I was doing like cardio training.
Really?
And then after, my energy level started to drop as I started to lose some of the weight, so I was like speed walking.
So maybe months before we actually see this movie in West Michigan, or even if it comes out on DVD, because it's on the film circuit right now, the film festival circuit. So they're hoping to have a showing here. When they do actually do that, we'll let you know about that. It was filmed in Grand Rapids, like East Hills area, filmed at GVSU, filmed at Van Andel Arena, where you got the indoor sports stadium scene. So there's a lot of local interest in this movie. Plus, this may be the most demanding role that 50 Cent has done.
Right, and you wonder what the buzz is like out of those film festivals. I know it's only kind of early, but it just seems like it's, from what we've seen here, which is limited, looks like a pretty good role, very meaty role for him.
Right. It played at a suburb of Detroit Film Festival in Birmingham, and it also played at Miami Film Festivals, where it made its premiere. So those are, smaller film festivals. We'll see where it goes from here.
So, not too long ago, we were hearing a little bit about how he was going to be making another movie here, but that's not the case because of some changes in the law.
Yeah, the proposed changes to the film incentives have put freelancers kind of in limbo, and that movie has now decided to go to New Orleans. People have schedules. They set a schedule. They actually delayed it to wait to see if they were going to get approved, and because of the proposed changes, everything kind of got put on hold. So they've decided to move their production out of New Orleans, stay on schedule so that they can get their next one done, and their next one may be here. We don't know. We'll have to see how the incentives go.
Right, and it's interesting because that he has said he really loves working in West Michigan and loves this community and how we've embraced the productions here. So,
and I've been emailing back and forth with the producer Randall Emmett, and he really hopes for the incentives to actually come through and stay the same, or at least still be here, because he would like to come back to Grand Rapids. So that's still out there. That's still a possibility.
Okay, so great update on that. What we always like to hear from you is what we can find that's new in theaters, because we have a lot of movie lovers.
We do.
We're watching.
We're actually getting better offers this week. We've got 3 movies that are actually getting pretty decent reviews. Let's start with, it's kind of a ladies' weekend, if you will. I'll kind of keep that.
All right. Yeah, what is? There's a pajama party, Aaron.
That's
right, exactly. Where's my Snuggie? Can I take my Snuggie to the movie theater?
Sure.
Oh, perfect. You can still eat my popcorn?
You got Matthew McConaughey as your first movie here.
Ladies love that, right?
We got the Lincoln lawyer. He plays a lawyer in Beverly Hills. He basically operates his law firm out of his Lincoln. So he has a lot of high-priced Beverly Hills clientele, so a lot of money in there. But he works out of his Lincoln town car.
Okay. Interesting.
You got a pretty good. It's an R-rated movie. You got pretty good cast. You got Marissa Tomei, Matthew McConaughey, William H. Macy are all in this. So it's an all-star cast, and it's getting some good reviews. Not necessarily great, but he hasn't done a serious role in a while, and this is a little bit more serious than we've seen him do some romantic comedies recently.
Okay. Well, I haven't actually been interested in seeing a new movie for a while, but this next one that you're going to talk about sounds pretty intriguing.
Another one for the ladies' weekend, if you will, is counter-programming to March Madness. Bradley Cooper, you see him here in the beginning of the movie. He's a copywriter. He's kind of down on his luck, not very attractive guy, and he learns about this pill or this drug that you can take, which allows you to explore more than use more of your mind than everybody. They say you use like 20% of your brain. So with this pill, he can use more of his brain. So then he kind of gets like these superhuman mental abilities. He's doing the stock market, living up the life, seeing everything from different angles that we don't normally see. So he's got to deal with Robert De Niro, who may or may not be a good guy, who's following him because they know he's taking this drug.
Interesting.
So it's kind of a thriller.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's rated PG-13.
Okay, and one other one in theaters that you'd have new to choose from.
One more is Paul. It's an R-rated, kind of a raunchy comedy. If you remember Simon Pegg and Nick Frost from Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead, they play a couple guys. They're like comic book fans, and they're traveling across the country, and they come in Area 51, and they run across an alien voiced by Seth Rogen.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a comedy.
Interesting.
It is what it is. It's actually getting decent reviews. So
really?
check it out. So actually, all these movies are getting like B or better kind of reviews. So.
There you go. Okay, so and of course some of those animated ones that like Mars Needs Moms, those kind of things, still out there for another weekend.
And Battle Los Angeles actually was #1 last week. We'll see if it can hold on. I still think Rango's going to sneak back up there.
Fantastic.
Nice. Well, for more on all the new movies in the theaters this weekend and on DVD this week, you can check out Aaron's Laugh at the Movies blog at woodtv.com. He's also on Facebook.
Yep. And there's a number of Oscar-nominated movies that have moved to Woodland this week. So if you want to see those Oscar-nominated movies, they're now $4 at Woodland. So
fantastic. You have to see King's Speech. $4. Got to get out there this weekend. Maybe right before the pajama party, right?
Exactly.
We'll be right back.
That's West.